Hi guys, it's Anne here, and today's video is just going to be a little get ready with me. Nothing too exciting. I just wanted to film one because I haven't done one in a while. Do a little bit of chit chat while I do some makeup. It's not really going to be a whole lot about the makeup. It's more about just hanging out and doing a chit chat, but I did want to mention I am using this palette. This is the Too Faced Natural Lust palette. Pretty much a year ago that I did my get ready with me with this palette, I think. So we're doing it again. I kind of want to play with, there's two shades here, Peacocking and Temptation, and they're two shades that I don't really use, so I'm gonna try and use them in a look. We'll see how it goes. Just your daily dose of Harley. He was on the couch sleeping, and then he hears me talking. He does this when I'm working too. It's like I get on a conference call, and then he's like, "Oh, Mom's talking to somebody. What's going on? I'm not included." And then he starts whining. So he needs a little bit of attention. So I'm gonna have to take a little break. But when we resume, it will seem like nothing to you. I will get started on the eyes. So I'm gonna go in the outer corner with a deeper brown color. So I don't know when this video will be posted. If it'll be posted before Christmas, after Christmas. I am filming this like first half of December. I'm trying to get some filming done. I don't know how consistent I'll be over the holidays. So my plan for the holidays, hoping it goes well, is to go home, which even though in Toronto we're in lockdown, doesn't really mean a whole lot. I mean, on one hand, when they talked about being on lockdown, I was not too concerned. I apologize if you hear Wolfie, Harley in the background. He's really trying to get my attention. And I need to like teach him that he can't always whine, and that's gets my attention, because we're starting to have some issues where he's being a little bit bratty. So I do apologize if you do hear him. He will settle down eventually. But anyway, talking about holidays. So in Toronto, we are in lockdown, which I've seen a few people say this, and I mean, on one hand, I agree to it. They're like, you say lockdown, but it really doesn't affect me, because it really doesn't. Like, I basically go home, like I basically stay at home the entire time. I take Harley out for walks. I go to the grocery store once a week. I go to like 2 different places near me once a week to get groceries, and that's it. Like, that's all I do. So I am going home for the holidays. I am going home, which I know they are saying things like, you know, don't spend family with Christmas. I think they're thinking of things like, you know, the big family gathering of like 10 to 20 people, which my family has not done in years. It'll literally just be me going home, and I live by myself, to my brother who's home by himself, to my dad who has his own apartment, but he also goes home as well. So it's like, and that's been my bubble since the summertime, is my dad and my brother. So I know it's not without risk. I know the safest option is to just stay home and not be with anybody, but I'm also trying to balance what is like the risk. And because I am on my own, I am not going anywhere. Like, I think it would be different if I worked, like if I had to go out and work, or like, for example, if like my brother had children, or like, again, like I'm not, like none of us, there's no kids, there's nobody in school, none of us work in like anywhere that's public. So I feel like it's a safe option. I know people are going to judge me regardless, but that's what I am doing for the holidays. Harley is just having a little tiny meltdown beside me. He really hates it. Like, this is new. This has been the last couple weeks where he's really just not enjoyed when I start filming. And you know, he was sleeping when I started. And literally as soon as I started talking to the camera, he like perked up. He was sleeping on the couch, like can't get any more comfortable. Anyway, the joys of having small things in your house. I don't understand, or I don't envy parents right now, because I don't get how you are surviving with small children in the house, because I would go crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna wet my brush, and I'm gonna try that Peacocking color on the outside, and we'll see how that goes. I apologize if my conversation is sort of all over the place. Again, distractions. But I was saying about I don't know how my videos are going to post. I'm going to try and do 2 videos over the next like 2 weeks, like 2 videos per week. That's what I'm going to try and do. Just because I don't want a huge lull. When I go home, I can't film. I can film, I guess. I mean, there's not really anything there. Like, I don't know what I would film when I'm home. But I can't upload. The upload speeds are terrible. And then the problem is when you upload, it actually halts the download. So if anybody, like if my brother's trying to watch Netflix, he can't watch Netflix while I upload. And I mean, I have uploaded there, like I've done it overnight. And when you do that, it takes hours. Like it will take 4 hours to upload a 700 meg video. Like, and that's when I've uploaded a video like that, I've tried to compress it. Most of my videos end up being around a gig or so based on the video quality and all the details. They're between a gig and 2 gigs, somewhere in that range. Yeah, I can't do a normal video if I'm at home. So I don't want any big lulls. For the rest of the year, again, I have a couple of videos over the next, so I guess maybe about 4 videos or so. And then at the very end of the year, I'll do my Project Pan finale, my Pan That Palette finale, and then my nail polish Project Pan finale. I'm going to probably not do my end of year budget and my buys until the new year. Just depends again on, I mentioned this last year, I think. It's like all the videos that I want to do at like the very end of December, beginning of January, but that's like the only time I have off work as well. So it's not very relaxing trying to like jam in a bunch of videos that I want to do as well. So I'll have to just balance it out as best as I can. And then yeah, in the new year, I'll announce or do an intro video for my Project Pan for next year, which I've already pretty much decided what I'm putting in it. And I got a couple other Project Pans lined up, so I'm going to do more than one Project Pan. I just feel like I need that variety to keep me going. So I'm going in with that Temptation color, and I am going in wet. So I want to do a few different Project Pans just to give myself some variety. I guess one thing I can talk about is my channel in general. So I'm probably not going to make it to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2020, which I'm kind of disappointed about, but I'm not surprised. It was kind of a long shot. Am I going to be close? Sure, I'm close right now. I'm a little disappointed because I have a giveaway that I'm just waiting. Like I have some things bought. I have one like nicer thing, like expensive thing, a couple smaller things, but I've put a pause on buying stuff because, you know, it could take a while until I reach 1,000, and I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff that's like out of date that I've had for like months and months and months. So I've kind of put a pause on that, but eventually, once I hit 1,000, then I can do that giveaway. So I'm super excited about that because I really want to give this thing away. I love giveaways. I love giving stuff to other people. Anyway, so that's that. So unfortunately I won't meet my goal of 1,000 by end of year, but next year, next year's gonna be better anyway, right? All around better. I don't really love that color on me, but it's fine. I mean, this eye look is okay, but it's not, the coloring is not good for my coloring. I'm just gonna take a little bit of a fluffier brush with Peacocking just to blend those two in the middle. So one thing that's going to change with my channel going forward, again, definitely will be project panning. I feel like I have a lot of stuff that I'm enjoying and I like, so I definitely want to continue doing that. The other thing that's going to change is sort of like my buys and buys. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to do that format because my plan for going forward is to purchase things that are useful for the channel. Purchase things that are, I'm going to do the rest of my face and then we'll get back to the eyes. I want to purchase things that are useful for my channel and useful for you guys, not just purchasing things because I think they're pretty and then I want them. I want to be more intentional with what I'm buying and why I'm buying it. I'll list all the products I'm using on my face down below, by the way. And yeah, so that's going to change my buys and buys. So I don't know exactly how to do that in the new year. Oh, I had a lot of fallout there. Let's fix that. Because it won't be the same. Like, my budget won't be like a normal person's budget anymore. Because I'm focusing more on my channel being like a YouTube channel, a review channel. That was kind of the intention. So I don't know how that's going to affect things, but anyway. The other thing I want to mention is I got a little email that like kind of recapped my channel. So I wanted to share some of that with you guys. I'll put some of it on the screen of some of the numbers, and like I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the OGs. There's a few of you, I know who you are, that have been with me since like the very beginning of my channel when it was real teeny tiny. And I really appreciate that. And then a big thank you to the people that have joined this year. I feel really happy with my channel this year. It's been really exciting to have people join and really engage and really like my channels, or really like my channels, really like my videos, really provide feedback, provide comments, you know, share your thoughts. Like, I've been really enjoying that. I've been really enjoying connecting. Maybe because this year I'm not connecting with people at all in general. The world is a little ho-hum. I'm gonna try a different method with my foundation here. I haven't used a brush in a while. So yeah, that's been exciting for me. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of my little tiny world here. I hope you're enjoying it, and I'm hoping that it will help make my channel better. Like, the more that you guys give me feedback, the more we talk, the more I get an idea of what you're looking for. It's helpful for me to know what's good and what's not good. I mean, I create videos because I want to create videos. The one thing that I want to talk about or mention is that in the new year, I'm going to try and focus on reviews a little bit more, because that was the reason why I started my channel, or one of the reasons why I started my channel, was to review products a bit more. So the video that I did with like the Hydro Grip Primer or the eyeshadow primers, where I went into like a whole heck of a lot of detail, that's what I want to do going forward. I know they're long videos. I know they're probably a TMI for some people. If you're curious, the foundation that I'm using is the Clinique Even Better Glow in the shade Ivory. So that means like it's gonna be tricky because the reviews, they take a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. They take a lot of time. So I don't know how often I'll post. This is something I've never been good at, is a regular schedule. So I do have a full-time job, and it does take a lot of time at times. And by the end of the day, I'm exhausted. So I generally film on weekends and sometimes evenings. Not right now because I try and film in natural light. The odd time I'll try and squeeze in a video at lunchtime if I can. But yeah, I try and film on the weekend, so it's tricky. It's tricky to balance. I would love to be able to do this full time, or to just kind of have a more flexible day job. Does that make sense? My ideal, this will sound ridiculous perhaps, but my ideal would be if my day job was like 3 or 4 days a week, and then I could do this. Because I often use vacation days. Like this year, I'll use vacation days to film. Is that weird? Maybe. That's as good as my eyebrows ever get, so we're just gonna leave it at that. Maybe I'll try and do a little more detail on the end here. Okay, that's as good as my wonky little eyebrows go. So I'm gonna do some liner here. So how are you guys doing? How are you faring? I don't really pay attention to the COVID numbers anymore, I'm not gonna lie. They're a little depressing. I check them out every once in a while just to kind of see, are things getting better? Not really. Ontario's not doing really good. It's a little disappointing. I'm really disappointed in like I said earlier, they talked about lockdown. Like lockdown in Toronto, all that it really means, as far as I understand, is retail stores are closed to in-person shopping. What it ends up doing is actually hurting small businesses other than anything else. Like it's not well thought out in terms of what they meant. I think gyms might be closed too. I'm not really sure. I haven't been to the gym since February, March. I guess it would have been beginning of March was the last time I was at the gym. So again, like the lockdown hasn't really affected me. And what was it that somebody said? If you're upset by the lockdown because it's changing your social habits, you're the reason why there's the lockdown. But on the other side, the flip side is thinking about businesses. So like, I've already seen a couple of businesses near me close, which is a shame. Like I don't know what to do. I don't want those businesses to close, but I also think we're not doing a very good job. Like the malls are so busy, and I think about, and that's the other thing too, like I think about, so they're talking about like, why are people going to the malls? You know, people shouldn't be shopping right now, and you know, shop online. And that's easy for some of us to say. That's easy for me to say. I can shop online. I have no problem doing that. Us makeup people have been doing it for years. But I think about my dad. My dad, like, he is not a shop online person. It took him forever to even just use a debit card. That was painful, trying to get him to use a debit card. So, like, I know what people are saying. And then, like, again, you have to have, so if you shop online, like, you have to have a computer, you have to have internet. Like, my dad he does have a smartphone now. If it was up to him, he wouldn't have a smartphone. He does have a smartphone because he has it with work. But again, it's a work phone, so it's not like he's going to use that to buy things off of, and then try to get my dad to use a phone to buy something from. Like, that's not happening. And then you have to have internet to do it. So, like, that's the other thing. My dad in his apartment doesn't have internet. Yes, I know. I think he actually did just recently get it, but he's been there for like 3 years, 4 years, longer, 5 years, I guess. And he's never had internet there. Like, it's just a generational thing. And then I think of like back home, like where we live at home, the internet sucks, but it's still usable in terms of things like that, like internet shopping. But if you go further north from us, like it's real spotty. Like you're relying on a system that, you know, doesn't work for people. I mean, again, if you're going that far north, there's like no COVID there. So like that's the other thing that's a bit weird. So like, not weird, but at home, there's been very, very few cases. Like very few. Like we're talking about like down east type cases, like numbers. It's actually amazing, which is really, really good because it does have a pretty senior population. But I think because it's a very spread out population, and people don't really congregate, like there's really nowhere to congregate, that people just don't, especially in the wintertime. So when you're home, like, I can see why people at home are kind of like, is this really a thing? Like, it's the whole, I don't really get what the big deal is. And it's like, just because something doesn't affect you or you don't see it in your day-to-day life doesn't mean it's not a problem. And that's a hard thing for some people to understand. I feel like I'm really, really washed out right now. Okay, that's probably a lot better. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of mascara, and then I'm going to try and put lashes on, and then we'll come back and finish up the face. Okay, bit of a struggle getting those lashes on, but they're on. And I'm just going to add a little gold to the inner corner of my eye. Anybody else who wears lashes, my issue is always, and you can probably see it, I can't get the inner corner to stick down. I don't know why. Adding a little bit of gold to the inner corner, mixing a couple shades. Then I'm just going to take the color that I used as a base color and bring that along the bottom of my lashes here. So one thing I do want to talk about, I meant to talk about this in the beginning because I didn't want to get too upset, but I am better because it's not really about me. My aunt was in the hospital, not COVID related. She went in for something else. She went in for something, she wasn't well, then was better, but then got sick again with something else, and a little bit stressful. My aunt is not very young. She's actually 12 years older than my mom. So she's the oldest of 4 siblings, And she's actually the only surviving sibling of my mom's family. Only surviving member. Like my granny, everybody else is gone. And I think about, like, it's crazy. And she's also lost, like, 2 of my cousins have passed away as well. So, and like, this is not recent, but like, I think about everything she's gone through, and it's just amazing. Like, the last time we spoke on the phone was shortly before she went into the hospital, so a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about how, like, people from, like, she lived through World War II, so she was like a child in World War II. She was like 7-ish or so, and she was looking after my uncle, who was about 2 years younger than her. I think he was about 2 years younger than her. And I think about, like, everything she went through, and she talked about that, like, it was like a different world. Like, they talk about sort of like the old country and what things were like back then. So yeah, it was a little worrisome when she went in the hospital and she was, like, you know, she's getting better, and then they're like, no, she needs to stay. That was not good times. I was worried about her. But she's a tough cookie. She's at home now, and hopefully she'll be able to rest properly being at home. Because I know she probably hated being in the hospital. And, like, the other thing too, like, she's in the hospital. No, you can't go visit her. Like, no one can go see her. And that's got to be pretty stressful and frustrating. Like, nobody wants that. So I know how, like, this can be, feels like, I'm just wondering, like, how are you guys dealing with all of this? Like, when things like that happen, I don't know if you guys have had anybody in your immediate family that have been sick, COVID or not sick, COVID not, oh my God, words, COVID or non-COVID sick this year, and, like, had to go to the hospital or had any complications. Like, it's extra stressful right now. Just any little thing, you know. Someone's like, I don't feel well, and you get super stressed. Especially, like I said, my aunt is not young. And that's something I want to mention. I don't know if this is weird to say, but like I said, I've been looking at COVID numbers on and off, and they post online on Reddit the number of deaths. And the one thing that I've been surprised by is, I mean, it's not good, but there's a lot of people in their 90s that have passed away, and I'm just surprised that there are so many people alive. I mean, I guess not anymore, but so many people alive in their 90s. Like, that's amazing. I did not know. I think it's, like, in my immediate family, there's nobody in their 90s. My aunt is probably the oldest relative I have right now, and she's in her early 80s. And, like, again, like, she's, like, my mom, her brothers have passed away. Like, people don't live very old in my family. It's not very good. I guess, yeah, it's something I never really thought about was, you know, modern medicine. Like, people live into their 90s. Like, we can reasonably expect to live to our late 80s, early 90s. No problem-ish. Unless there's another freaking COVID, which it probably will be, because these things don't go away. They just will come back in another wave at some point. But yeah, so, like, I thought that was weird. Like, is that a weird thing to say? I mean, the depressing part is there's no longer that many more people in their 90s, because Ontario, that's where we're sucking. It's scary. It's scary to think. I know a few people that have relatives in long-term care homes, and that's super stressful right now. I can't remember if I asked this. So what are you guys doing for your holidays? I know, again, people are not really driving around, you know, visiting family. What do you normally do? Like, what is your normal holidays? And what are you guys doing differently this year? I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to have a year where it's different. I do worry about people being on their own, especially elderly people. Again, talked about this with a few coworkers, and, like, trying to figure out, okay, we're not going to get the whole family together, but maybe mom comes to visit for a little while, or they go visit dad for a little while, and then that's it. Like, but not bringing everyone together. I think that's the one thing I'm finding a little bit stressful is logistics. So normally for us, my family in the past few years have been coming to Toronto, and last year we went to Niagara Falls. That was sort of the family plan going forward. I think it's getting dark now. There, maybe. I apologize for lighting changes. Maybe that's better. Felt like it was getting a little dark. that I find a little bit stressful. It's like trying to coordinate and figure out. And again, I am slightly stressed that they're going to say, I don't see this happening, but there's something in the back of my mind that's like, they're going to say you can't travel out of your region. And that means that I'm stuck in Toronto by myself. And that's not really what I want to do. Like, I intend to go home for a while. So, like, and that's what I've been doing. It's like, I don't just pop home. Like, I stay there for a while. But again, when I'm home, I don't go anywhere there either. Like, I stay home. And it's just us. Like, it's just me and my brother and my dad. It's nice and quiet. And that's the way I like it. I'm hoping you guys are going to be able to do, at least have some sort of holiday. Like, I hope nobody's going to get stuck by themselves. Or like they have a parent that's really stuck by themselves. Like if you have a parent, hopefully you can get them to Zoom or something like that. I'm thinking like elderly parent. Like if you're my age, your parent's going to be like over 75, over 65, likely. I think. Gosh, I don't know. I guess you could be the range of somebody. If you're my age, your parents could be about between 60 and 80. In that range. It's a big range. Depends on how young your parents were when you had you. Anyway, it's hard to think about these things. I just want to do this little video and just have a little chit chat. It's a hard time right now. It's weird. I'm getting frustrated because I feel like I'm doing everything that I can. Like I said, I stay at home by myself. I don't go anywhere. I don't see anybody. I have friends that live in the building, so I occasionally run into them. But I don't go up to their apartment and visit with them, and they don't come down here and visit with me. Like, we literally live in the same building. And it's kind of depressing. Like, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I have some friends that I haven't seen since June, July. And when I saw them, it was like outside, at the park. But like, I haven't hugged any of my friends. I haven't hugged people in so long. Just little things like that make me a little sad. I'm trying not to think about it. So, but like I was saying, like when I was talking to my aunt, we didn't, like, this is not a big deal. Like, can you imagine going through World War II? Like, they were on rations even post World War II. Like, they still had rationing for like a year or two later. There was still like rubble and things decimated years after the war. Like, this is not so bad. I do feel for people though that are struggling financially. I think that's the hardest part right now. It's like, how do we keep people safe but don't like bankrupt people basically? And I think that's where our government is not helping. Like, that's where our systems are not helping. Like, everything, if you're already living paycheck to paycheck, this type of situation, like, it can totally destroy your life. And like, I don't know how people in the States are dealing with this, because you don't have free healthcare. Like, at least here in Canada, we have free healthcare. Like, if I were to get sick and had to go to the hospital, I'm not paying thousands of dollars for that. I don't have to like go to a specific hospital and call like a bunch of different places and negotiate a price. Like, I can't imagine that stress. Anyway, I feel like this video is going to get too long, so we're going to stop it here. I do hope you guys have a really good holiday. Again, I don't know if this is going to go up before or after Christmas. So I do wish you a happy holiday, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. If you can hopefully get some time off, hopefully you can get some time to relax and unwind. This year has been trying for many of us in many different ways. And yeah, so the next time you'll probably see me in a video is, again, I don't know what's going to come up first or last, but I'll definitely be doing my Project Pan wrap-ups before the end of the year. Don't know if I'll be able to do my budget wrap-ups before the end of the year, but those videos will come shortly in the new year. And yeah, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for supporting my videos, for leaving comments. I got so excited the other day because I saw people commenting to each other, and like, I don't get that very often on my channel. My channel is so small that it's not often that people are like talking to each other. So feel free to comment on other people's comments. Like, I love that. That's something that I had to get over when I started my channel. I was like just a YouTube watcher. I rarely left a comment on somebody's video because, I don't know, I just felt weird. I felt weird leaving comments. But saying this as a YouTuber, I don't know about other YouTubers, but I love comments, and I do try and respond, or at least acknowledge every single comment that comes on my channel. So thanks guys for hanging out with me today. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. I would love it if you did, if you want to. And if you did like this video, feel free to give a little thumbs up down below. I will leave all the products that I did use down below because I didn't really talk about anything. Nothing is new, I don't think. Yeah, no, nothing's new here. So I'll put all that down below. And I hope you're doing well. Stay safe, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.